So in our journey of connecting dots, we landed up in Mumbai at Radisson Blu Hotel. And today we have a guest. And with us today, we have Harkaran Singh, who is a general manager of Radisson Blu Hotel. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming here. And I just wanted to understand how is your journey here in Mumbai in Radisson Blu?
Oh, it's been exciting. I opened this hotel in the year 2020, and at that time I was based out of corporate office from Gurgaon, which is our South Asia headquarters. And it's a very special hotel for us. It's a flagship hotel for us in Bombay market, a very important market, commercial capital for the country. And yes, we are very proud of what we have built with our ownership. And exciting to be here now as a general manager. And endeavor is to, of course, take this hotel to the new heights. Yeah.
What made you choose hospitality, sir?
Oh, well, as every young kid growing up, you're quite confused. In every year passing by, you keep changing your goals. I think in a very early age of my life, I was very clear that I'm a very people-oriented individual. And somehow it happened that I was exposed to hotels when I was doing my event management diploma in Bombay back in 2005, and that was the first time where I was exposed to the hotels, and it was quite fascinating. And then, of course, I went ahead and did my hotel management examination, and then got through and enrolled myself in the Institute of Hotel Management in Bhopal. IHM Bhopal. And that's how the journey started. But yes, it's been close to 15 years, and I don't think I've regretted a single day. So
what made you come towards hospitality? Was it the glamour or the shine that hotel have as an industry?
I think it's let's put it this way, that yes, as a young kid growing up, of course, this glitter and glamour always attract you. But I would say this, that when I joined the industry and when I entered the college, right, and when I started getting to know about the industry a little more, when we started doing our practicals and we started doing our internships in the first exposure to the hotel, and I was very happy to say this, that I think that made my decision even more firm, which made me realize that I'm meant for this. It was very exciting to be around the guests from all over the world, and I think the kind of exposure you get when you speak at such a young age to them, and you get a kind of understanding you get. And I also feel, I think hospitality also grooms you holistically, right? True. And it gives you a 360-degree development, not only professionally but also personally. So, you're boys and girls growing up, and then you suddenly get into a form of ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Right? And I think the way then you start dressing up, your etiquettes, your mannerisms, you start getting a lot of respect in the society, because you do things which maybe a lot of people are not aware of it.
For them, it's not normal.
No, it's not normal. So I always say this, that, the hospitality, for me at least, is not a profession. It's a lifestyle. And, and once you make your profession as your lifestyle, then you don't have to really put an effort. It just comes naturally to you. And that's what I always tell my team, that you should, for whatever reason you have joined the industry, now you are here. So let's do something about it. And let's make it a memorable journey.
I'm going to remember that line, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
This industry is a lifestyle for me. I think this is well said. And I understood everything about it. And how was your career, sir? Where do you started till from being a trainee or from IHM? What was your thought that you were thinking about being a general manager?
Yes, well, I all felt, I was a very over enthusiastic
Okay.
kid growing up, and I think I just wanted to do anything and everything which comes on my way. So I think my first exposure was with the Oberois in Amarvilla in Agra when I did my first internship with them, and that really set the foundation very strong. And then, and I said that I loved every bit of it. I think I remember when I did my first clearance on the table for a guest, and I was overjoyed that I cleared a plate on in a proper restaurant in front of a guest, and I think it was very exciting. And it also happened that I remember I breaking few plates in front of the guest in my training, and I thought it's my last day of my training and that's the end of my career, and I think I should just pack my bags and go home. And but then that's where a good leadership comes into the play, right? And that's where when people come and tell you, okay, don't worry, you just sit and relax, and all of this is part and parcel. And I think that gives you a lot of confidence, and then you don't get scared of making mistakes, because I feel when you really are passionate about something, then you want to do a lot of things, and in trying to do lot of things, you end up making some mistakes, but then you always learn from that. And once you have a very clear focus and a goal, then these doesn't become distraction for you which deviates you from your larger goal. But I think also, right, I think it's very, very important for us to understand, and I always tell these young people that once you're in the hotel, you got to come with a purpose, right? And you got to deliver not for anybody else, but for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I as a general manager, or I as a management or an organization, I'm not compromising on asking my team what results I would like them to achieve for us, right? So why do the team should compromise on asking for their career aspirations? But then for that, we need to put in that extra effort, and we've got to make sure that we create our unique differentiation, which helps us to stand out, and because in today's time, everybody's working hard, and nobody will say that, and I always say this: working hard is like like breathing air, right? That you don't have an option.
Yeah.
But then, are you adding value to yourself? That every day you come to work, do you come and learn something new, and you go home with the content heart that you have really made a difference, either in yourself or in somebody working with you.
Okay.
And that gives you a lot of satisfaction, right? And if you work with that mindset, I think it becomes a lovely environment, and you enjoy the journey.
So this has been a regular line from a lot of people that I've met.
Yeah.
It is not only the hard work, how much you change yourself and people around you will impact how much growth that you're going to take.
Yeah.
So you were in F&B, sir.
F&B, yes.
And I have seen F&B people being very passionate and continuing the career in F&B.
Yeah.
From F&B to being into operation and then into a general manager role.
Yeah. So, I think so food and beverage, of course, was the department which I chose, because I thought, it's very exciting to play with the cocktails and wines and food. And I still feel that the rooms gets you the profitability and money, but the F&B gets the hotel its name and positioning in the market, and creates that buzz which you want to create in the market. It comes from F&B, right? And but I was always very keen to understand hotel as its holistic business, right? And F&B is one part of it.
Yeah, of course.
Right? And it's very exciting to understand what goes on in engineering department, and what goes on in revenue department, and how does it housekeeping operates. And I think every department is so important and so scientific in its approach and it just gives you a lot of confidence when you start gaining knowledge about every department. And that's something which I started working on at very early age, so that, and I used to go during my working hours and spend time in housekeeping or engineering, to give you a little bit of knack of what every other department is doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's and I think that's just what makes you a more stable leader, because then you have a knack of every department and you can really add value to, once you are at a certain position.
Yeah.
Then you're not blank when people come to you with their queries or requests.
This gives me a sense that you were always looking at a leadership position, and that's the reason you're very aware that what is going around and I have to learn all of this.
Yes, also because, and if I have to say this on a personal front, and I was very clear that I hate mediocrity, right? And I always tell this to everyone. I say, when and in today's time, the growth is not about how many years you have spent in an organization, but it's all about what is your credibility and and what is the goodwill you have gained in the market and in your environment. Because the amount of work you put in at your work and the amount of hard work you do, you always want to live a good life, and you always want to have a good quality